architects, and actually we've worked with Ayer for several years. We were the architects for the last major addition to their facility, which is on the right side, this L-shaped addition over here. And so recently they contracted with us.
Can you give us a general overview so we can orient it to
Oh,
this graphic?
I'm sorry.
110, for example.
Pardon me?
We're from the Neshoba Village condominium, so we're called here for this meeting.
Oh, okay.
Not familiar at all with.
It's next to Mary's restaurant.
Next to Mary's? Oh, okay.
This is, so what is the main road? I'm not, Littleton Road? Okay, so there's Littleton Road, and this is the Epic facility, this large facility. Most of their trucks are pulling in over here. I believe some do come in over here. Yes, you've got condominiums over to the left here across the street.
That's Devon's Crest, isn't it?
No, Devon's Crest is on the other side of Littleton Road. So this is right here.
Over
is
here,
like,
okay, yeah.
This is like Lazy Mary's is right
Okay,
there.
okay.
Yeah. So the main offices for the facility are right here. Is that going to work? Let's. Yeah, I want to go back. The main offices for the facility over here, and what Epic is interested in doing, well, actually is ongoing right now. We just recently started renovation of the existing employee facilities. They are putting in all new restrooms and a new break room and or refurbished break room. All the restrooms are going to be handicap accessible, as well as the break room. And one of the things that Epic would like to do is to give their employees a nice break room. We're putting in larger windows, more windows to make it a brighter space, but they'd also like to give them a space outside where they can have meals, have their lunches and breaks in good weather. Let's see. So this is looking at the main entrance of the building. This main entrance is right there. This part of the building is the break room. And the break room, actually, that wall right there actually sits on the 25-foot setback. And it's really handy to have this dumpster here, because actually it would be in the other photo. No, I've got a better photo. That dumpster sticks way out beyond where we would expect to have the deck would be located. This picture is taken from one bank of the condominiums across the street to give you a sense as to where what they would be seeing. Right there where the arrow is where that dumpster is presently located. And then there's another bank a little bit closer to the street, again standing in front of their building. I can't even see where it is, but the dumpster is located right there. Coming down the street, again, here's where the deck would be visible. We've got some large landscaping pieces here, which would be partially camouflaging it. There we go. So what I wanted to point out was, so right here where that last letter is, that's I don't know what it is, but that's about the extent as to how far the deck would be projecting into the right-of-way. It's the floor level for the deck is going to be right here, which is at the floor level of the existing building. And then we're going to skirt all around the base of the deck with landscaping to make it more attractive. That's basically all I'd have to say. Can I answer any questions? The owner is also here.
Okay, I have a few questions.
Yes.
So I took a ride by here, and one of the things that when I was looking at your plans, I couldn't figure out. You said that the end of the building is the 25-foot setback, correct?
Yeah, right on the wall.
Why aren't you doing the deck right? Oh, back one picture, right there. where that door already exists. At first I thought, I guess I was confused about the plans, but now realizing that you're gonna have to
Oh,
punch
sorry.
a door in the wall regardless, I would think, why wouldn't you do the deck?
Well, that's the main entrance.
Okay.
So it would, if we were, we'd have to reconfigure the main entrance in order to put a deck there.
But I'm saying you put a door on the side of the break room, and then the deck is, you can walk up the deck to go into the main entrance, no?
You
Well,
have to give up those parking spaces.
you lose your parking spaces.
Okay,
And
so,
is the parking contingent upon, you have plenty of parking there, I was there last night.
But during the day, I can't find a parking space.
Okay. So you lose, by my eye here, 3 spots?
Related to that, the town planner's comment had asked about whether the deck could be moved to the other side of
Exactly.
what you're pointing to.
Yep.
Was that a possibility? And then that would take it outside of the setback.
Right.
Well, the utilities are there.
The
That's-
utilities
On the
are
other
there.
side?
You've got gas pipe. Here you go. You can see a lot of piping over here.
Right.
So it's really difficult to put it over there.
I mean, that's just how I see it. If you're gonna be within that 25-foot setback, to put it near the front entrance, it makes sense to me to put it there. It's not like this is a huge deck anyways.
What is it, 10 by 16?
Yeah. It's small.
Oh, no, it's 15 by the full length of the building.
Okay, so what are we talking?
Let's go back.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Better
You've
drawing.
got, yeah, I've got a drawing. Can
That's
can
it.
this zoom in?
Oh, so it's 41 feet long, Sam.
Can I have
That's my
that?
mistake.
Yep, you can.
So
Yeah, it's 41 feet long and 15 feet wide.
You know, back in, so. Not in PDF, it can't.
Yeah.
So if the deck were there, that alternate location would still extend beyond the 25 feet, just judging by sight. You'd still have that.
Be a lot smaller deck.
Yeah, all right, or we would have to.
That's fair,
smaller
yeah,
deck
that's a
and
good point.
not- Just the shape of
If we,
I thought it was light industrial.
It is.
if we did do what you're saying and put it up there,
It's
it
light
would,
industrial.
it would end up
it's
being
not-
smaller,
it's more.
considerably smaller.
Well, I haven't got, I was just thinking about that, John.
Because I see on one of these sheets, they changed it from LI to general business.
It's light industrial, isn't it?
I thought so. That's how I read the map.
It's actually right on the line. I had Charlie double check it. It is light industrial, you're right. They had it as general business at first.
Well,
Charlie
then-
re-reviewed it.
Then the setback is deeper than what the application states. Because if you go to light industrial, it's another 5 feet, I believe. It says 25 there, but if you look here at the light industrial, it's got to be 30. Oh, wait a minute.
I got it as 25, John.
I'm sorry. I highlighted general business because it was changed to general business on this.
Yeah, Charlie looked at it a couple times.
Okay. So we're good with the 25.
Yeah.
25-foot mark goes what, to the center of the road, to the edge of the road, to a marker?
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't answer that question, where the marker is.
Well, how do you know it's 25 feet?
Oh, because, from the survey.
What survey?
The survey that was done, that we had done a few years ago.
Do you have that?
That was part of, I believe I submitted,
This is what we got for the application.
because I was sure that I had sent several different documents. The original survey.
Yeah, the 25-foot setback line is on here. So, yeah, it's on there, it's
It's
just in
on
that top box.
It's in that little locust plan. So
Yeah,
This is what you got?
yeah.
No, I want more information.
I mean,
Show me a drawing. That's a preliminary sketch. What's the size? What's the dimensions? How far is it from the deck? Where's it measured from?
well, I mean, we can. Granted,
I can blow it up right here. I
Yeah,
can do the
so-
same thing. It doesn't tell me what I want to know.
Well, it shows you the setbacks and the property line.
From an unmeasured distance.
I
It just
think-
says we
I
got
think
to
this
25
is-
feet.
I think this is the survey plan.
Prove it.
Yeah,
It's the
this
site
is a
plan.
survey, the site
There
plan.
should be a stamp in the,
Yeah, the stamp's not on that on that one, but it should be in your packet.
It is on the side there.
Yeah, right here. It says,
Yep.
You see? But when I blow it up, I can't read it.
Is this boundary?
You have to go through the chair. Sorry.
Sam, we have a butter, I think, who wants to ask a question.
I was wondering if this.
Your name, please, ma'am?
Linda Cook, Neshoba Village. I was wondering if this rule, zoning rule, is for safety, aesthetics, fire, and what would be the incentive to make it be 25 feet instead of something?
It would be all the above, actually. It'd be all of them.
Jess, what do you think about this?
Well, I think I'd like to hear from abutters before I...
Are you the only abutter?
I'm not a butter. I don't know why I got the letter. These two women that left were from Neshoba Village too. We're on the other side of the street, down the street.
So there are no other abutters here? From Epic, for Epic?
yeah, it was because she's within, the whole
Condo
condo
development.
is one parcel for the 300-foot calculation.
Right.
So they have to notify everyone in the condo.
On that score, for putting up a deck, it's not a solid building face. I don't really have a problem with it. Particularly if there aren't any butters that I would choose. So,
I mean, I'll say this, when I drove by last night, you know, there were employees outside smoking, and they were standing on the other side of the parking lot closer to the condos than I suppose
Yeah.
they would be if they were on a deck, but
well, I believe that would not be allowed on the deck. Smoking would not be allowed. But I've been there too, recently, when they've been out eating across the street, maybe in the shade, but
Yep.
there's no place for them to do that.
So, just how difficult would it be to, I don't know how many utilities you have. I saw a couple of pipes, but how much would it be actually to move those and create that space? Because you have a huge amount of space there that should be available.
Well, that was the next obvious question. I mean, if instead of being on the front, I saw where the gas lines go up the side, and there's no smoking out there, so what's the issue with putting a deck on the side versus the end of that building? If you put it on the side, it's the end of the discussion. You know? You could even, side of the building is 25 feet off the road. You do what you want back there.
Well, yes,
You're not going to have to move those gas lines, obviously not.
well, I obviously don't need to move the gas lines. I think it'd be an issue of aesthetics. You're right next to the gas lines and the other utilities. It would be seems like it would, to us, it would be more pleasant to have it on the west side of the building rather than on the south side. On the west side of the building, you're not necessarily getting as much sun as you would in midday. South side, we end up having to put a cover over it if you're going to be out there having a meal.
But you're only out there for 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes, half hour.
Well, they've got to, however long their break is.
Ron, what are you thinking?
As usual, I don't like to see any changes to our zoning bylaws that are not necessary or not slight. But, I don't see any reason why you could not put it there without, other than, as you say, convenience or aesthetics.
What do you think, John? What do you think?
So basically, it's going to be in front of those gas lines anyway, because you say it's going to be down the whole length of the building?
No,
So
just
there'd
the
be
length
some-
No, the gas lines are around the corner.
No,
Just
gas
going-
lines are on the side of the building, around the corner.
So it'd be between those two arborvitaes, essentially, John.
Right. From here to there. I mean, if it makes it a little bit more acceptable, I mean, we're willing to reduce the size by a third or so. So it doesn't project out as far, so it's not the full width, but we need to make it a decent enough size so that it's comfortable to get out there for several people.
Just change the shape of it to get your same square footage.
Well, you're still looking for, he's got 25 feet from the end of the wall to the road, we think.
So it's still.
Right, and it's 15 feet wide, so you
Oh,
reduce it a third. It's still 10 feet.
If I may explain something, this dumpster
20-yard dumpster.
is 22 feet long. So it's more than 25 feet from that building to the edge of the road.
Not according to your drawing.
My drawing is to the right of way, not the edge of the road.
I mean, for me, I think you can either put it on the left or the right, have the same effect. One of the comments that we received from the fire department was their concern with the
The fire
proximity to
station.
the fire hydrant, which I certainly agree with. I mean, I think this is one that could be rethought,
Moved.
and
That's right.
that's just
I
my
agree.
opinion. But
I agree. One side or the other, but my opinion is we wouldn't put it on the end.
especially with the fire hydrant. I mean, that's the safety concern.
Just,
Yeah, I can see that. That's where, yeah. So I didn't realize the fire hydrant's in those little.
It's in that
little
bush.
blue-
Fire hydrant is
Yeah.
right in here,
Yeah.
which is going to be 10 feet from the deck.
motion?
Any other discussion? Jess? I mean, I'll make a motion. I don't,
I make a motion and we deny the special application for a special permit.
Variance.
Variance, sorry. All in favor?
aye,
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
thank you.
Yep. Just, I have this.
I motion to close the public hearing for Epic
I just pressed these
Second.
two is what I
All in
got.
favor?
Aye. So, Mike motion to close.
Okay,
John.
We close it.
I made the motion.
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
got
Sam,
it.
Sam closed it.
He motioned, I seconded, we agree. What's next on the hit parade?
So, should we make an announcement about another one, just in case, because there's some confusion?
Yes, I think that's appropriate.
Of which,
Well, we can just, I can do it if you want.
Just the third and fourth hearings are not happening.
Yeah, Carly, would you?
Yep. Excuse me, everyone, just so you're aware, we've already announced this, but I want to make it clear, the application for 620, I believe, Shaker Road, that has been withdrawn. So the application's not being heard tonight, and it's withdrawn for consideration. The applicant on the appeal at 6:30 for Air Solar 2 has requested a continuance till the July 18th meeting. Just making everyone aware.
Just ask for clarification on the two announcements. So if the applicant withdrew the application for 9 Shaker Road, does that mean that there's a time frame that's possible that cannot be resubmitted for approval?
No, so the board the board is going to vote to accept the withdrawal without prejudice. That's how they'll move forward on that.
And at that point, if the board votes to accept that, does that set up a clock that the applicant cannot come back with the same application again?
Because it's
Discontinue to do it.
No, because it's withdrawn without
Without
prejudice.
prejudice.
If it was denied, it would start a 2-year clock.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Mr. Chairman, I think Mr. Costa represented, we were outside.
On the ground,
Have a seat.
Okay, I thought you just announced it was continued.
What was continued?
The,
You haven't gotten to air solar yet. Air solar.
No, I
Air
just,
Solar's been continued. Well, we
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
voted on it.
Yeah,
but-
hold on, that's okay.
Yes.
So I'd
Well,
like to speak to the issue before you vote on it.
yeah, that's coming up. We have 2 other things.
well then, if they're going to speak to the issue, we need to make a new announcement.
They're not, so
I'm sorry,
a
I
request has been made by the applicant to continue the hearing
Yep.
at 6:30. The ZBA will open the hearing and continue it. They'll consider that. We've been advised, if we continue it, that we're not hearing any testimony on the subject tonight. Be continued till July on Air Solar 2. All right, so now we're good for Nasoya.
Sam, I got enough if you want me to open it.
I'm having so much trouble with this thing tonight.
Sorry.
It's just not working.
You want me to open it up?
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
It being 6:25, the Air ZBA will conduct a public hearing at 6:10 p.m. on Wednesday, June 20th, 2018 at the Air Town Hall, located at 1 Main Street, Air, Mass. 01432, regarding the application by Nasoya Food USA LLC, 1 New England Way, Air, Mass. Applicant is seeking a variance from Air Zoning Bylaw 2018 6.2, schedule of dimensional requirements to allow for an 80-foot structure height where 40 feet is allowed for the construction of an exhaust stack. This notice was advertised June 1st and June 8th, 2018 in the Neshoba Valley Voice.
Thank you.
So, good,
Yes,
good evening. My name is Brian Balicki. I'm with Sage Engineering. Here tonight on behalf of Nasoya Foods. We have a couple of support staff. I won't introduce them unless there's questions that they might be better suited to answer to keep things easy for everybody. In general, Nasoya Foods is located at 1 New England Way. They're a food processing manufacturing facility. Currently, they are under a consent order with Mass DEP to address some air quality issues on the property. Part of that is to install what's called a thermal oxidizer unit. This unit will capture all of the process exhausts that come out of the facility and treat that exhaust air, remove any potential contaminants, and discharge that air via the exhaust stack that's the subject of our request, and exhaust the air into the atmosphere. Once that air is exhausted out of this unit, it will meet all Mass DEP air quality standards. In general, the site is located within the industrial park. The location of the proposed pad, back up a little bit. I apologize, I didn't have this in a PDF, but to locate everybody, this is their existing facility. This is Westford Road, and then New England Way comes in on the back. So this is kind of the frontage where the neighboring properties would be, and this is all industrial land to the back. Next is that. So this is the subject location of the entire unit as well as the exhaust pad. So it's in the complete rear of the facility. As the application said, the exhaust stack is 80 feet above the existing ground level here.
Is there an existing stack?
It's 40 feet tall, right?
3 of them, I think.
Not related to this process. There's existing stacks in the area. They have furnaces on the roof. And I believe some of the comments from the town department had said there's other stacks in the area as well, on neighboring
No, I
properties.
meant there.
No.
Continue.
So the pad's gonna be located in the rear of the facility. The total package of the equipment is about 24 feet by 70 feet. It's a substantial piece of air handling equipment. And again, this was being brought up to bring the site into compliance with Mass DEP air quality standards. So it's not a choice; it's a necessary. It's a necessary improvement to the property to keep them up and running.
Did the state mandate the stack size? They told you it had to be an 80 foot.
Yes. We gave them choices, 40, 60, 80, and they said 80 is the number.
And it's determined based on air modeling.
I understand that.
So the air modeling demonstrated at what stack height would provide the best dispersion. What was that coming out to?
What's the diameter of that stack?
It starts at about 36 inches, and at the top, it's 2 feet.
I got the impression this is because of some odors, which is probably a driving force. So where were those odors escaping now if there's no stack? Where did they go now?
Not the exhaust duct, I think.
To atmosphere, they go out.
I know, but I mean, what is it a ducting, or what is it that releases it?
So let me first of all introduce Suzanne Pisano of Geo Insight. She is Nisoya's environmental, one of Nisoya's environmental consultants. She can speak to the specifics a little better.
Yeah, the existing exhaust vapors from the facility are captured through ducting system that are then run through a series of scrubbers. So they currently have a treatment system, and those treatment systems have smaller stacks that emanate directly from the roof, so they don't terminate.
Okay, so they're just rooftop vents. There really is no existing stack.
No existing stack.
Is this new unit, is that going to replace the scrubbers?
It's meant to replace the scrubbers, yes. It's meant to be the primary control system for the filters.
So this scrubber is the west scrubber with the...
Your name, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry, this is Daniel, it's a VP operation, that's it.
You work for?
No, that's it. So we have current system installed by the previous, the owner of the company. The objective of this system is to control the. However, once we acquired this company, we get the expert from outside to do some deeper analysis of the current system performance. We found that the current system is not properly designed to, accommodate all the source of odors. That's why we are investing the money to get the new system, which is RTO. And once this system is up and running, we are trying to disregard the current system.
Your design?
I'm actually going to be the construction project manager. It's a combination of engineering design by the manufacturer and ACC. They're the engineering design for the RTO. And Steve Piper from MJ Bradley. He is the permit engineer, and he is representing the company to the state to essentially file the permit applications and saying that this is the appropriate technology to control the odors.
Well, I got about 3,000 questions, but right now, the only one in front of us is about the stack. So,
I think there's a few.
abutters? Michael, ready to state your name, please?
Michael Putnam, 42 Westford Road. I've got several questions. The first would perhaps be, originally in the plan from a little while ago, you were going to get rid of all the smell anyway. So kind of why do we need a stack? A 40-foot stack would bring the outlet, the top of it, roughly level with Westford Road, perhaps a little bit below. An 80-foot stack is going to bring it up to my house level. So I'm right in line for everything that drifts out at the top of that stack. I'm fairly familiar with the back of the plant, but I'd appreciate it if in a moment you could hold the diagram up and point out exactly where it is. And then again, at the moment I understand there are individual roof outlets, so there's probably 4, 5, 6 of them. And presumably you're going to duct them all into one, take that out to the back and send it out one stack.
That's not what I understand.
Okay.
What I understand is they're going to capture the exhaust from their processes, duct it to an oxidizer, and the oxidizer is what's going to dump to the stack. No more outside vents, as I understand it.
The oxidizer will treat the exhaust so that what's
Well,
left,
that's a
it
chemical oxidizer or
thermal,
it's a thermal, so you're going to burn it.
very high temperature.
Yeah, it's the same thing you do with, yeah, go ahead.
Organics, yeah. So it'll turn it into a vapor of carbon dioxide and water, essentially. It breaks down the materials in the exhaust stream. It's intended to destruct the materials that are causing odor.
So you're going to suffocate with a gas leak.
So, no.
Okay, I'll leave it there for a moment, I think.
Yes, sir?
Kevin Morgan, 25 Westford Road. I own the commercial property that directly abuts on Soy Foods, and I support the project that Claude referenced.
Thank you. Other abutters? Interesting.
That is interesting, but
Why is everybody here?
but that's for
Okay.
another time.
Okay.
I mean, I
Um,
anticipated there being more butter input.
On the support side.
On
Well,
likewise.
I'm sure they have questions of sorts, but
Well, we
apparently
generally-
they've been answered. We don't have, well, I can't say that. I think this needs to go through.
Oh,
We can't,
Likewise.
yeah, we can't.
I don't live on Westford Road,
yeah,
but
we can't inhibit any of that.
I think it's going to be much better for the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
I think it's going to bring in compliance with the state. I think this is merely a formality to do the right thing.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
I'd like a clarification. Is the stack height dictated by the process or by the state? You mentioned that the state wanted the, we're talking about
It's actually dictated by the modeling, so if their emissions model is done, to take a look at what the concentration
Dispersion.
would be at the property boundary. And in order to stay in compliance with the levels at which the state wishes this to be at, it requires not only this type of thermal oxidizer, but also to emanate from the stack at height to allow for dispersion of anything that's left. So it's a very conservative measure, but the state wants this to be addressed once and for all.
So this is quite a distance from the road. It's at the back of the property, and there's no residential area behind the property. So it's...
I thought there was.
there is, but way back. You have to
Okay.
go down Nemco way all the way to the end.
So this
Okay.
property is
Wagon
actually
lane?
located in somewhat of a bowl, you know, if you go down that road. And because of the property being low, and also because of the height of the building at 40 feet, that's also driving the need for a stack at that height, because you get downwash from the building. So that really makes it more difficult to comply. We have to bring it up out of that hole and up away from the building downwash.
You won't have such a downwash from the step.
Not at that.
Not 80 foot, no.
Okay.
Is there any other discussion? Okay, that being said, I motion to grant the variance from Ayer zoning bylaw 2018 6.2 schedule of dimensional requirements to allow for an 80-foot structure height where 40 feet is allowed for the construction of an exhaust stack.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You want the green print?
I motion to close the public hearing, bind the Soya Food USA LLC.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Let's see if I can get this.
Do you have an agenda? Is that it?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Nice try.
I have one somewhere, I don't know what the hell it is.
Okay.
So if you want, Sam, I can read you the request to withdraw, just for formality's sake.
For which one?
Home Scout.
No, Home Scout, Shaker Road.
Okay.
We just have.
Do we have to, we don't have to open it? All right, go ahead and read it, Carly.
So we received an email and a letter was stamped in with the town clerk this morning for 9 Shaker Road. It's addressed to the Zoning Board of Appeals, and it's a request to withdraw a special permit application. Dear board members, on behalf of this applicant, the Home Scout LLC, we are respectfully requesting a withdrawal without prejudice of the special permit application submitted for the site. We trust this meets your needs at this time. If you have any questions or require additional information, please contact Ducharme & Dillis Civil Design Group.
Do we need to make a motion on that?
Yep, we would need to motion to accept the withdrawal without prejudice.
I make a motion to withdraw without prejudice.
Second.
Hold on, there's discussion.
Wait a minute.
Just some comments on this process. In withdrawals without prejudice, it seems like applicants are free to do this whenever they feel the winds, or they could feel the winds are against them somehow, that they can just withdraw. And it gives them the freedom to come back at any time.
I thought they wouldn't.
No, they can.
That's the without
Yeah,
prejudice
when
part.
When they withdraw, if we say
When-
no, then they
When you
can't.
have a lot of public participation, you could have all these people wanting to come to the meeting to register their concerns. They, the same day as the meeting, the motion gets or the application gets withdrawn. So these people who planned on being here are not here. The next time they come, especially if the timing is good, like the middle of summer, there may be less people. So I think we should, I don't know about this particular thing, but I think we should be concerned about such withdrawals to affect that could be used to affect the vote.
I don't think that we have an alternative. I don't think we have any options. Somebody makes application, they go through the paperwork, they do the notifications, and then the day of the hearing, they say, we changed our mind. That's their prerogative. They just,
But it says without prejudice. What's the alternative to that?
Well, we could,
I think this is a question for legal.
yeah,
in my
I'd
opinion.
like to run it by council first, but it's within their right in the Mass Zoning Act. They can
They-
withdraw their
yeah,
application.
right.
You would think intuitively, why would someone spend the money to draw plans, to submit them to the zoning board? Now, if they do come back, they have to submit a whole nother application, so the abutters are re-notified, it goes back in the newspaper, it's posted, the whole 9 yards. So it's not like they just can come back. It goes through the same process.
Well, then, I don't understand. If there's no options, why do we need to vote? They withdrew. I mean, what are we actually voting on?
Because it's on the agenda, right?
Yeah, because it's on the agenda.
It's on
They've
the
submitted
agenda.
a document requesting for you.
Well, then we can acknowledge it withdrawing. I wouldn't say that we
I would
have.
advise you to accept the withdrawal.
I don't understand the logic of
I'm gonna have to check with council.
Yeah, but I think right now, we go with
Or
allowing,
we just postpone acceptance of the withdrawal until we have counsel.
your discretion.
But they're withdraw, I don't know what, the end result's still the same. They're still withdrawing, they're not going forward with their
And I don't see
application.
why we have to do anything. I don't understand what our involvement is
Because
to
they've
accept without
submitted-
prejudice. It's like, okay, we can accept without prejudice, or we can say, you know, nothing. I mean, there's no alternative to without prejudice.
I'm gonna have to check
Yeah, I think we're getting tied up.
in the weeds.
Again, I think in this case tonight, we accept the withdrawal without prejudice and get clarification. That's just my opinion. If you guys feel differently, that's
And
fine.
so what is the effect if we don't? If we just say we want to postpone it until we...
Well, they didn't request a continuance.
I understand that.
Again,
But I
legally
mean-
here, I'm not sure, John, but it's on the agenda. It was advertised.
I've
I
never
think we
had
have
this
to-
experience
have to
where
do
they didn't
something.
vote on the request.
Right.
Then
I-
we can put a file, a letter in the town clerk's file saying the board accepted the withdrawal without prejudice, thereby allowing them to apply outside of that 2-year window, say if you were to deny the request. I don't think it's
You can't deny the withdrawal.
right. It's just a
We can't deny a
procedural.
withdrawal. I mean, guy said, I don't want to do it, so he picks up his marbles and goes home. I mean, it's
Okay, then why do we have to do anything? That's what I don't understand. Why do we have to take an action when they're not participating?
But the letter is an act of participation. They've
They
contacted
quit,
us.
they walk home.
I know, but they contacted us. I mean, the act of not, the fact that they're not here, I suppose, is something, but
I can talk to town council and provide you an opinion on why, off the top of my head, I don't know. I've never had this question asked. I've been doing this for 4 years. No one's ever questioned it. So it's
know.
the applicant's prerogative to withdraw.
I have no problem with him withdrawing. I just don't know why I have to vote to accept it. You know, he's gone, so it's a dead issue.
Right, but it closes the issue.
This withdrawal closed the issue.
no,
No.
No,
I
because it's
can't-
publicly advertised.
it's still there.
and
It's
all
still,
the
it's
joint
still on the
advertised.
agenda. It's still a public hearing. I mean, we have to do something. You just can't leave it laying there, hanging out in
the
in
wind.
space. We've got to do something with it.
I'm gonna make a motion. I motion that we accept the,
Withdrawal.
the withdrawal without prejudice. That's my motion.
I will second.
And actually, there was a motion on the table already.
Yeah, there was.
Wasn't there?
Yeah.
Did you,
Yeah,
do
I
you withdraw the
second.
motion, John?
Excuse me?
You had originally made the motion. Does it
No,
stand?
I don't withdraw.
Okay,
I-
all right, then.
Okay, so John made the original motion and Jess seconded it to accept the
Withdrawal.
withdrawal without prejudice.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ron? You don't want him to withdraw?
What did he say?
I don't know what he said. He just,
Yeah,
But it's supermajority.
yes or no?
it's actually
All right,
not
it's
for
beyond
acceptance.
discussion
That wouldn't be a supermajority.
Okay.
Okay.
Unanimous. Thank you.
I agree we should get clarification on it, but
I will, I'll reach
Yes.
out to
That would be
council.
great.
That's not a
it's not
problem.
a question we're gonna get answered tonight.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Let's move right on.
Vote on fund line.
Yes. Ayer ZBA will conduct a public hearing at 6:30, well, actually 6:45 PM, Wednesday, June 20th, at the Town Hall located 1 Main Street, Ayer, Mass, regarding the application of Ayer Solar 2 LLC for property located at 0 Pleasant Street, 0 Washington Street, off Pleasant Street, Ayer, Mass. Applicant is seeking to appeal building commissioner's decision to deny building permit based on access to site through common driveway and use of common driveway for non-residential use for a proposed solar array. Now, what we've been told that you wish to postpone. So whatever comments you want to post, it's strictly about the postponement.
Absolutely.
Nothing else.
Absolutely, Mr. Chairman. Adam Costa for the applicant. That's correct. We have made a request for a continuance. My understanding, I've had communications with your council off and on over the past few weeks. The rationale for the continuance request, which is not substantive to the appeal, is that there are some procedural issues that I've been working through with council. Additionally, I don't want to speak for her, but your council was unable to attend tonight's meeting. She had a conflict. So the combination of the procedural issues that I've been discussing with her that are relevant to the appeal and her unavailability tonight led to my continuance request. So I'm comfortable, although I believe that you could not open the hearing if you so chose tonight because you're still within your 65 days and you will be until your next meeting. I'm also comfortable with you opening the hearing tonight, which I think is what council envisioned.
It's already open.
Okay, then that's great. And just simply continuing it with no substantive testimony until your next meeting. That's the request that I made in writing. I've just provided the original to your clerk.
Okay. As I understand it, there's not to be any discussion.
No discussions?
Have you heard on continuance?
No, sir.
Why not?
You asked for a continuance and we're
No,
going.
I represent the abutters.
There's no presentation, there's no
I'm not-
testimony.
Again, I'm not talking about any of the substance of the application. As this gentleman mentioned a moment ago, the abutters came tonight on the expectation there was going to be a hearing. I reached out previously to find out there was going to be a hearing, and I was told there was going to be a hearing tonight. Adam let me know about it 2 hours ago that there wasn't going to be a hearing, or that he believed there wasn't going to be a hearing. I don't have a problem about continuing the hearing. The abutters have all come down tonight and other interested parties. I represent most of the abutters on Madigan Lane that are most interested party. I'm not objecting to the request for the continuance. What I am asking the board most respectfully is that the matter now is automatically getting continued to your July 18th hearing. It's the middle of the summer. It's going to be more difficult for people who have an interest in this, at least from my vantage point, to attend the meeting. I can't sit here with a list and say, Smith can attend, Jones can't. But it's the middle of the summer, people go on vacation, and things like that. There was an expectancy there would be a hearing tonight. Again, I'm not objecting to the continuance. All I ask the board most respectfully is to consider whether or not another date would be more appropriate and fair for input from the public. That's it, no more, no less. I understand that this is being driven by town council and not by Mr. Costa. Okay, so I understand that. I'm not asking the board not to continue the hearing. All I'm asking the board to is to continue to a potentially more attendable date, by the public. That's it. Simply said.
Do you have a
We
date
can't
in
go
mind?
past 60 days.
60, no, we have 90 now.
No,
We opened the hearing.
No,
100.
you have
Yeah,
100 in the
100.
application days unless Mr. Costa is willing to give an extension.
Did you have a date in mind?
Again, my request would be, into after the summer would be in the beginning of September. That would be my request.
I would not be inclined for that,
To what?
to continue it into September.
What's the status of your appeal right now?
I wouldn't get into
Don't get
that.
into it at all.
No.
We don't get into that. That's substantive.
Well, no, I was talking about court dates.
I know, but
So this was made May 18th, so we have 100 days to schedule, to continue it to. So that would be August 26th, which is a Sunday.
Can we ask, just out of noting, how many of the people present today would not be able to make it?
Pretty much look,
But-
that's.
and I don't know that we should.
Yeah.
Whether they're here in support,
For, against, it
For,
doesn't
against.
matter,
I don't think we can let that sway when we hold a
No.
public hearing. And I don't think we should.
Also, there's an opportunity to submit testimony via email, which whenever
Okay.
someone does, I forward to the board. Our council is suggesting continuing till July 18th. That's what their recommendation is.
Not to accept email testimony? Or?
July is
No.
not much better than, well, July, yeah, no, that's what he's talking about. We moved this to July, that's right in the middle
Well,
of.
that's when it's being proposed to be moved to, is July 18th.
Yeah.
That was town council's suggestion. Is to be-
Well, because that's our next scheduled meeting
Right.
date.
So we continue to July 18th.
Well, again, most respectfully, the only reason it's being continued to July 18th is as Adam said, town council can't be here tonight.
Correct.
Not because Adam wants to continue, nor do I.
No, there's also other procedural matters hanging in the balance.
Again,
It's not just because our council couldn't be here. That's not accurate.
well, then it
There's
just-
other,
well,
that's
again,
part of it.
That was my understanding from Adam as to why it was being continued, so you could discuss the procedural meetings, the procedural issues at a meeting with town council. Okay? I'm not getting into the procedural issues. Right? Again, I'm not objecting, town council's picked a date that she can't come. I appreciate that.
Well, and it's our next meeting. I mean, that's the other
I understand that.
Okay.
But the people that are most affected by this application is Mr. Costa's client and my clients. And the board is, the judge, the quasi judicial determination. Everybody else is, kind of, watching, the basketball game from the nosebleed seats.
Yep.
Okay. So at the end of the day, Mr. Costa's client cares about what happens.
Sure.
My clients care about what happens. So I want to be completely, open to Mr. Costa's client and do anything to accommodate them. And they have not unaccommodated me.
Mhm.
In the same way, I think, you have butters who are, at the end of the day, going to be the affected parties, whatever way you roll.
And we can go beyond the 100
I know.
days with the extension.
Yeah.
Yes, sir?
I have a couple of points.
You are.
Kevin Morgan, 16 Madigan Lane. Obviously this evening was inconvenient for our town council. July 18th is inconvenient for the room full of people that you're staring at. I would respectfully request that Mr. Costa would grant the extension beyond the 100 days and potentially bring this meeting, this continuance into September.
Could I address the issue, Mr. Chairman?
Please.
So certainly I'm not in a position where I want to hold the board's feet to the fire. It is my request for the continuance tonight, both as a consequence of, to be clear, certain procedural issues that I think can be worked out with council even in advance of your first substantive meeting, but also her unavailability tonight. So it's the combination of those two things. With that said, recognizing the 100-day deadline that's established not in your bylaw but by statute, the purpose of that deadline is to provide for some expeditious resolution of these sorts of administrative appeals. So while on the one hand, I'm not going to hold your feet to the fire, and I would be inclined to grant reasonable continuances, certainly if they become necessary. What if this matter doesn't resolve itself in a single meeting and you need more than one meeting? Your 100 days is to issue a decision on the determination, to vote on the matter before you, not simply to open the hearing or conduct your first substantive meeting. So I'd be inclined certainly to work with the board in that regard. That's my practice generally. With that said, my client, of course, would like some prompt resolution and an answer to the question that's before the board tonight. I appreciate that you've got abutters here. I appreciate that it's summertime. It's just the reality of when we made application and when the application was denied and when our appeal period ran. We had a 30-day window to make our appeal, and we had to do it. At the same time, the matter before you is an administrative appeal. So the parties to an administrative appeal, the parties that have standing before you as that quasi-judicial body, are the building commissioner who issued the determination and the applicant for that determination who has appealed it, my client. So while I appreciate that there may be those opposed, I'm guessing most are opposed, or those who are in favor of the building permit application we made, those are simply residents who may be able to attend if they're available on the given evening of one of your meetings, or, as was already heard, can submit information via email, by formal letter, or with a representative like council. I've often heard boards like yours say to 24 residents in the room, we don't need to hear the same thing over and over again. Here you've got council representing, as he said, a dozen different residents or so that reside on Madigan Lane, and I think that certainly I would expect him to be here at your next hearing, whenever that may be, and to represent their interests and to make statements on their behalf. So I'm flexible. If July 18th is not the date and it's some other date before that or just after that, I'm okay with that. Postponing this beyond 100 days into September in an appeal that was filed on May 18th is a lengthy waiting period for my client.
Carly, what's our August date?
It would be August 15th, I think, hold on.
Yep,
Is that within the window?
just August 26th is the window.
Mr. Chairman, can I have a suggestion? Again, just as the board's consideration. As I understand it, speaking to Adam, is there some procedural issues the town council wants to discuss with you? Can I suggest that you continue the hearing to July 18th for the purpose of getting through the procedural issues? And then if you're going to continue with the hearing, that you have the subsequent testimony on the 15th of August, meaning presentation.
Well, you were just opposed to the July meeting.
No, I'm saying is, as I understand it, sir, that town council wants to discuss with you the procedural issues. And there's a possibility there's going to be a recommendation, obviously subject to your consideration as to whether to go forward or not go forward, as I understand it, okay? So can we continue the meeting until July 18th to work whatever those issues are? And if the board is going to continue with the process, that the hearing on the quote evidence or the merits of the petition, if you go beyond July 18th, would be on the 15th of August. I think that's fair. That way, if the only issues that are going to be discussed, unless Adam disagrees, are the procedural issues that night, then the abutters necessarily don't have to come. I can clearly represent them, you know.
I'm sorry, if this is postponed until July 18th, we're going to have the full hearing on July 18th.
Well, I'm suggesting that you bifurcate it, because as I understand town council has quote procedural issues that are proceeding whether or not you should go forward with the hearing. That's my understanding anecdotally.
I understand that.
Okay, so if you never get out of that batter's box, you're never going to hear the eloquent words from Mr. Costa about why he thinks the building inspector made a mistake, and contrary why I disagree with him. So if we just are dealing with procedural issues and we get past them, you know, then, you know, on the 15th of August, you can have a substantive hearing, you know, on the merits of Mr. Costa's application.
That seems reasonable.
I'm not sure what we're going to need, what we're going to talk about on July 18th.
No, July 18th is procedural between the attorneys, and they're going to decide whether or not.
So we're not going to meet, we're not going to address it.
No.
Okay, so basically, we're postponing this till August.
That they're going to decide the procedural issues and then tell us whether it can go forward or not.
And if it can, we'll put it on the August slate.
Yes.
So we will not meet in July on this issue.
On this issue.
No, we will, because
would,
the
though.
council
I'm
would be
confused.
here.
Yeah, so they would be presenting to us how it would be difficult to not ask substantive
Right.
questions or to be hamstrung not to.
Without getting into the details
Yeah.
Which we've already
entirely
done.
tonight, which we're not doing.
Yeah, show me some more.
Yeah, so,
You just said that if we meet on the 15th of August, that anybody who can't be here you can represent, and I understand that. I don't understand why you couldn't do that on the 18th of July.
Because there's an expense for me to come, the neighbors have to pay for. I didn't really even want to come tonight if I knew, and I reached out to find out the hearing was going to happen, and I couldn't get a definitive answer until I received one from Adam just this afternoon.
Okay.
That's number one. I think that's fair. Number two is this procedural thing going on.
But aren't you suggesting you're going to be here on the 18th to
Right, but I
discuss?
don't have to drag all my clients down.
I know, but that, when you say cost, that's not a cost
No,
for any clients
no,
now.
I
So,
understand that,
I
but
mean,
I can minimize, okay, and I can also focus, you know, the board on this issue that I'm not a party to, and Adam, to be honest, Adam's not really not a party to. It's
Right.
town council's concern about, you know, some issues.
Right.
The board, that she wants to discuss with the board. So I think it would be appropriate to get rid of those issues. And if we're still standing and having a hearing after the 18th, that you take the merits of it on the 15th. I think it makes your lives easier. Otherwise, I can see a very long and difficult hearing on the 18th. But at this point, I think the board's taking a lot of time. I appreciate it. I don't want to take any more time. I'll let Adam say what he's comfortable and not comfortable with.
Mr. Chairman, through you, I'm comfortable with either of these dates. I want to, as someone who's town council in a dozen communities myself, I wouldn't want my hands to be tied if I were town council attending a meeting of yours on the 18th or the 15th of August in terms of what I can or can't discuss, procedure versus substance. So, yes, there are certain procedural issues that will precede any substantive discussion on this particular appeal. Some of those may be worked out prior to any hearing that would continue before your board. Some of them may be the substance of further discussion once this matter reopens. Those may implicate other substantive components of the appeal. I'm not sure that your attorney is going to be able to or want to focus only on procedural issues at one meeting and only on substantive issues at another. So this concept that we discuss procedure on the 18th of July and substance on the 15th of August, you're not only limiting what your council can do, but you're putting us in a difficult position on the 18th of July as to what can and can't be discussed, some of which may be worked out outside of earshot of the board because it may be unrelated or irrelevant to the substance of what's before you. So I would prefer that the board, again, left to your discretion, of course, but I'd prefer that the board continue these proceedings to a date certain, whether that happens to be the 18th of July or the 15th of August. I leave that to you. I'm comfortable with either of those dates, and that there be no restrictions on what can or can't be discussed at the next meeting.
I agree with that.
I don't understand if it's a procedural issue, and it's a procedural discussion,
Yes.
why it would be an open meeting.
What, isn't it the case that the procedural issues would have been then worked out and that would be being
No,
presented?
No, that's why our attorney, the town council would have been here with
Yeah.
their counsel and this counsel on.
So the town affairs attorney is suggesting and recommending that we continue to the next meeting, which is July 18th.
And put it
6
to
o'clock.
bed, win, lose, or draw.
Well,
No,
yeah.
not necessarily. They can
Not
continue to the
necessarily.
next month. They have 100 days.
We
And
have
this is my
100 days,
concern.
and that gets us to August 26th, which is a Sunday.
And now we're under the
Attorney
gun.
Costa said he's willing to grant reasonable extensions within, after we've had the substantive issue. I'd rather start to give this zoning board more time to deliberate in July than in mid-August. That's town council's recommendation,
I agree.
and I'm recommending to the board. We take that course.
Can we continue it to July 18th with the understanding that we'll have all the substantive discussion then and also on the 15th and make our final decision on the 15th?
No.
I don't think so.
No, I would continue till July 15th, or
18th.
18th, July 18th. The matter may resolve itself, and then there is no need to discuss it on the 15th of August. I would continue it to July 18th at 6 o'clock, time, date certain. And then if we need to continue again till August, we know we have that option.
That's what I'm inclined to do, but
Yeah,
guys.
works for me.
Mr. Chairman, to make your life easier, why don't we just continue it to July 18th? You heard where I've come from tonight. If we get here on July 18th and everybody is chasing their tail about some procedural issue that's really never been kind of worked out, that takes up 3/4 of the meeting. Okay, just remember, I kind of pointed it out to you. All right? Okay, because
That's what I told
I
you.
get one of them, I told you so, yeah, I'm used to
No, that's not
that.
even I told you so. Like the guy said, it was no problem until the second lawyer moves into town.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're gonna have 3 lawyers here that night. So that's one step away from a nightmare. All right.
Agreed.
All right. All right. So why don't we just go to July 18th?
Yep.
Make your life easier. I'm not worried about Adam. Okay, we'll work it out, and hopefully between now and the 18th, we'll have a better understanding, myself and Adam, as to where we might wind up on the 18th in terms of. Okay.
I make a motion, we continue this meeting until July 18th
Second.
At 6 o'clock.
at 6 PM. 6:10. 5? We can't do it right at 6.
We'll say
Fine.
6:10 because there may be a quicker one
Yes.
before, so.
Well, yeah, whatever's going to be.
6:10.
Yeah, we put them before us.
Yeah, oh yeah, I definitely will
Not
be.
to torture.
Yeah.
Motion on the table.
Thank you.
John, seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I was going to be difficult, but I've already done it.
Yes, you have. Our town council bills. So we have minutes. Minutes.
You're looking at our policies and procedures.
I motion to close the public.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry.
No, I thought about that.
Christ. Yes, you're right.
Bad boy, bad boy.
Oh, Jesus. If I hear procedure again, my head's going to explode.
I really thought about.
I don't think we can even discuss it.
If we're still on.
Yeah, we can't discuss it. But I'm glad we'll meet again on it next month. That's where we're at.
All right. Approval of the minutes of meeting from May 16th.
So Mr. Chair, the original minutes that went out, it had said that we granted the variance for global 5-0, but it was 4-1.
4-1.
I switched it in this hard copy of the minutes.
Where is it?
I make a motion we accept the minutes of the meeting as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Somebody make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're done.
All right. So July 16th?